All right, y'all. So we got to discuss this lawsuit that's going down with Bravo and how in the world Phaedra Parks and Brandy Glanville are a part of it. Let's get into the tea right now. All right, so Sky Squad, we are back in the building and we have got to discuss a couple of things. Namely, this article that came out from TMZ. Now, I got this from the Bravo Bone Collector Instagram. That's where I first saw this. I kind of modified the image just a bit. But basically, the headline from TMZ reads that Bravo is being sued by a man who says the network fueled housewives with booze, which led to a sort of intimate assault on him. Okay. Let's talk about it and how Phaedra Parks and Brandy Glanville are involved. And for your reference, here is a look at the cast from the Ultimate Girls Trip season that this man was a part of. Now, if you did happen to catch this particular season of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, it was very wild. It was great, honestly. It was good TV. However, there were a lot of really interesting things that happened during this trip, right? And the ladies all went to Bluestone Manor, which is Dorinda's house in the Berkshires, okay? So you have Phaedra Parks, Brandy Glanville, Jill Zarin, Dorinda Medley, Eva Marcel, Tamara Judge, Vicky Gunvalson, and Taylor Armstrong all in the mix. All right. Now, what we know based on the TMZ article is that if you guys recall, the man was a butler. His name was Marco Vega. All right. Now, he was allegedly hired to be a butler of sorts. All right. And he is claiming that he was abused. All right. According to the lawsuit that he's bringing out against the network. He says that he was hired on season 2 of Ultimate Girls Trip as a butler and that this all happened in 2021 in September. He says that the women were drinking heavily, shots of bourbon and cocktails included. At one point, a woman came out to perform a striptease for the housewives. And once that stopped, he alleges that show producers told him to go over and get the women dancing. Okay. Get the women dancing down to the event. Okay. So, next, in the lawsuit, he claims that during well, while he, I guess, was trying to get the women dancing, all right, he alleges that Phaedra Parks slapped him on the behind and that Brandy Glanville ran over to him, pulled him over by the back of his shirt and ripped it off, exposing his bare chest. Now, at that point, he alleges that Brandy says, "Earn your money, Marco. Take your shirt off. Do something." Okay. Then he says, after the wild party, he returned to his hotel. There, he filled in his wife on the night and what happened. Now, he claims that the wife became very upset and the whole thing has caused him some marital issues. So now he is suing Bravo because he says the network has a pattern of encouraging the housewives to engage in intimately, I'm using a different word here, inappropriate behavior. So note, he's not suing Brandy or Phaedra. He's suing the network for abuse and harassment, and he's asking for damages, including punitives. And apparently, TMZ did reach out to Bravo for comment, but they have heard no word back. Now, this is very interesting coming on the heels of what's apparently Vanity Fair is prepping a deeply reported probe into Bravo's relationships with housewives stars. All right. This isn't the first time that they've done something like this. Sources say a reporter for the magazine has been interviewing cast members and other sources around the franchise, the Real Housewives franchise, for about 6 months, and that the piece is slated to appear in the coming weeks. My guess is that this piece will appear at some point in time, either before or after BravoCon, because of the way that the news cycle is working and when this information is coming out, especially in light of what we know is going on with Bravo leading this reality reckoning, her and Nene sort of joining forces. And apparently, Page Six is being told that the article is expected to delve into the demanding work lives of Real Housewives stars and what they trade in terms of their privacy, their image, and their mental health in relationship with alcohol in order to keep their much coveted, often highly paid roles. The journalist is really going to do a deep dive into what the women go through and what's expected of them as members of the cast and members of the Bravo family. All right. And someone says, an insider says, I think it's going to explain a lot that fans don't really see or understand about how it all really works. All right. Now, apparently or allegedly, some of the nerves are allegedly jangling over at Bravo's HQ over the piece. But then some network insiders are saying execs are used to the spotlight being pointed at their media firm and nobody is really sweating it. Okay. During the interviews, reality stars have been invited to reflect on what they have given up to appear on the show, whether or not it's been worth it, and how much control in retrospect they felt that they really had. All right. And the piece also looks into Bravo's protocols and guidelines for addressing the well being of its stars and to what degree they are effective. Wow, a lot to process there. Especially, all of this kind of happening in tandem and all at the same time. I will be interested to see how this plays out. We have long kind of understood that on some shows, alcohol, I don't know. It does appear as though some shows really rely heavily on the use of alcohol um to get things moving, to get the party started, so to speak. And I think nowhere is that more often or not true than with the Real Housewives of New York. Not the season that currently aired. Okay. I honestly I don't know what that was. I did try to watch several episodes and I just felt like if this is what you guys are trying to introduce in terms of new housewives, I'm just definitely not here for it because it lacks the umph, the randomness, the quirkiness, the fast paced vibe of its predecessor. And I just feel like the women are too socially aware of their images and what they're trying to bring to the table. And I would often have to wager to say that oftentimes you have to hire, if you're going to hire an influencer, you have to hire one who does not take themselves seriously. Okay. Now, with that being said, speaking of people to take seriously and relationships to take seriously, let's get into what Evelyn had to say about her ending her relationship with Levon, whom she did meet on the Queen's Court and was briefly engaged to, but now it, as we learned, has been canceled. Okay. Shout out to our friends over at Reality Entertainment TV. This is where I first saw the story. So let's get into what Evelyn had to say.
Hey everybody, so happy Friday. So I wanted to leave a quick message because I know it hit the airwaves that Levon and we called off our wedding. And it really, really warms my heart how invested all of you are in just me finding love and my happiness. I will say that I have seen a couple of things, and I just want to make this very, very clear. We have mutually called everything off. Nothing happened. He did not cheat on me. I didn't cheat on him. It was just distance, and it was just, honestly, it was becoming difficult. But we still work together. We're still friends. I'm still going to support his business. He still supports mine. And that's it. We're just really in a good, positive space. And I just wanted to share that with all of you before rumors start swirling around what happened, what could have happened. We're good. We're really good friends. I'm always going to love and care for Levon. And that's just what it is. My family is, and we're always going to be friends. We experience something. Unfortunately, it's public, but we're in a good, happy
Good place.
And I'm really, really glad that we met each other, and that yeah, like it doesn't end with just the relationship. Like, we've created a bond that I'm honestly grateful for. So yeah, just needed to let y'all know on this Friday. Have a good day. I love you guys. Bye.
Well, I'm glad she cleared that up. Okay. Um, I don't know if anybody out there thought that they ended because of cheating. I think more or less, I feel like a lot of people wonder if they ended because it never felt real. Okay. And that's just the fact of the matter. I mean, it just didn't feel real. Now, whether it was or not, I can't say. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just telling you that with my spidey senses and with what we know to be true for reality TV and the way that it works, it just kind of seemed like this was a relationship for the cameras, you know? And ultimately, if it was something different and something more, then God bless them both and on their journeys. But I would have to say that I mean, I just there was never a moment in my mind where I was like, "Oh yes, yes, this is real. This is it. This is real." I didn't feel like that, you know. So but God bless them both on their journey, and we'll see what happens with them all next. Let me know your thoughts about these stories down in the chatterization down below, and of course, we will catch you all in the next video.